Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Kathy.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we wanted to share with you a park we recently stayed at in Branson, Missouri. And Branson, as you know, is a touristy town. The RV parks generally stay full and they're generally not inexpensive. Well, this one is a coast-to-coast park. And even though you can stay there if you're not a coast-to-coast member, if you are a member, you can stay there very inexpensively. But we want to first of all show you this beautiful park. All of the amenities, it just kind of goes on and on forever.
It does.
So sit back and enjoy.
Thank you.
Now here we are on Shepherd of the Hills Expressway, and this is one of the major arteries through the tourist area of Branson, Missouri. And you'll see signs here for the IMAX Theater. And once you pass the IMAX signs, you'll see the sign for Treasure Lake. Now, while this looks like we're right in the middle of everything, and we are, it's convenient that way. There's restaurants right across the street. There's restaurants in the IMAX. There's a little antique mall just as you come into the park. But once you go through the security gates of the park, you don't have any idea that you're anywhere near that. There's no road noise, traffic noise. It's just peaceful and quiet.
Yes, it is.
Now, just before you get into the park, there's a fishing lake on the left. And on the right is their Veterans Memorial. The Welcome Center has 2 outbound lanes and 3 inbound lanes for you to park, go in and check in. They'll give you your pass, and once you've gotten your pass, you can come up to the gate and go right into your spot. The sites are first come, first serve. We really had no idea where we wanted to be, and security came up to us and said, hey, I know of a couple of nice size spots that'll accommodate your rig, and actually took us around and showed us around. Now on the left is the lodge, just as you come through the gate. The lodge has an area where you can buy tickets there on the side for area attractions, and it's kind of their community room. Directly across the street from the lodge is this facility. Starts off with an indoor pool there on the end and a big recreation center.
That place is so beautiful. Look at that.
Everything is top notch. Now they do have the indoor pool as well as an outdoor pool. It was not open yet when we visited there, but that pool's beautiful.
It goes on forever. And
there's everything else. I mean, they have a little snack shack right there by the pool where you can get food, drinks, and ice cream. There is full court basketball, there's pickleball, there is tennis, there's playground. You name it, any amenity is there and done right. Their fitness room is even done right. Now they do have a nice little screened porch there. Their restaurant was going to open the weekend after we left, but their pro shop was open. And on the right was one of the nicest mini golf I have ever seen in any RV park anywhere. Now this is the main road that goes through the park. And right after the mini golf, we're going to make a turn to the right and go into phase 1, their first loop in the park. One thing you'll notice, Branson is in the middle of the mountains, the Ozarks. And so it goes up and it goes down. But if you'll look at how these sites are throughout the entire park, they are terraced. So every site you come to is level, regardless as to the terrain.
That was really nice.
Yeah, and they were truly level sites. Nobody had any issues leveling on any of these hillsides. There are lots of trees, but they're kept up nice and high. We had no issues with low limbs or dragging limbs anywhere.
And a lot of green space for Maggie.
Yeah, and for us. I mean, it was a beautiful area. Now, as you can see, this is just the first phase loop, and there are lots of sites. This is a nice size RV park just in the first phase loop. But yeah, you add in the second, third, and fourth loops in here, and it's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
There's laundry areas and shower houses, bath houses in every loop.
And dumpsters.
Yeah. Now, as we're coming back out of the first loop, over here on the right, you'll see a dump station. And again, it's done right. Everything is there. It's all paved. It's level. And we're going to turn back out of the first loop and continue on back into the park. Now, beautiful green space, but they make good use of it. There's walking trail all the way along here, so if you're walking your pet, you don't have to walk on the road.
There's carvings.
Yeah, there's all kinds of great carvings. Nice little bridges.
Yeah.
They've got frisbee golf set up on both sides of the road there. The park benches are all carved. We'll show you one of those up here a little bit later, but really, really done right. Now up here, straight ahead of us, that tall pole you see is a tornado siren. That's always good to know that if there is danger of bad weather, you can hear it from anywhere in the park. But we made a left there off the main road, and we're going to take a quick loop around loop 2 or phase 2.
Now, is that where the storage?
Yeah,
the storage was?
There's a big storage area out along the main road in front of phase 2, and they do have tons of RV storage. Some of it is permanent storage, some of it is limited to, I think, either 3 months or 6 months. And they also have one area of storage that is not in locked and secured area, that is units that are for sale. So if you have an RV that you're wanting to sell, you can leave it in that area in storage, and everybody knows that if they're looking for an RV, that's the place to go. Now again, you'll see these are terraced at the back, and the entire park is done that way. When we get on back to phase 4, that's probably the steepest and hilliest area. And like those there on the right, the entire sites are nice and level.
And they're constantly going around and doing upkeep and cleaning. And
yeah, where we were, there was an area of sites that were closed down that looked like they were doing all new water lines in them. They're always out working in this park. Now I've got to clarify here, you're seeing this park in, I believe, the 3rd week of April. And it's, for Branson, the 3rd week of April, it surprised me how full it is. This is the storage area that you're seeing on both sides. The spaces are not that tight. That's why I wanted to make sure you knew this is storage. But directly across the intersection here, coming back out on the main road, that first little building is a dedicated laundry. The bathhouses all have laundry areas in them, but that one is just laundry. They have a propane fill there. And we'll come a short way. Again, you'll see storage on both sides of the road. There are tons of rigs in storage there. And we did see the park has a flatbed truck, and they were pulling rigs out of storage and setting them up on sites. So if you leave your rig there for the winter months, they'll pull it back out and put it out on a site for you. Now this is just in front of phase 3. This is a playground area. Right beside it, this is a bathhouse with a laundry in the middle. There's even a woodworking area attached to the back. Yeah. This is what their regular laundry areas look like. This is not the dedicated laundry facility. This is just one of the ones in each of the sections. And it is all quarters, so no fancy cards or anything that way. The bathhouses are probably a little dated, I would say, but really nicely maintained, very clean.
Yeah.
And directly across the road from that is a community campfire and grill station set up.
They had it all.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going to go past phase 3. That's the section that we stayed in. And you could just see some of the tall attractions, the wheels and that sort of thing. You could see the lights in Branson through the trees at night. I don't know in the summer when the trees are out more full if you can, but you could just see them in the distance, but you didn't get any of the traffic noise. And we went past phase 3 where we are, and we're now into phase 4. Again, they have their own bathhouse laundry facility. And as we go through here, you'll see that some of this terrain is a little bit more slanted, but the sites are all terraced, they're all level. I really can't say there's a bad site anywhere in this park.
Yeah.
And they're all beautiful sites.
I couldn't get over how many sites there were.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's a huge park. Phase 4 is probably the smallest area, and I would, just as a guess without looking at the map, I would guess there's at least 100 sites, if not more, in 4. Any of these phases would be a nice sized park on its own.
Yeah.
Now this area did have a little bit of extra storage back there. There were some golf carts stored back there. We're actually looping back around the bathhouse here again. We're back out onto the main road right here, and we're going to come back to phase 3. And phase 3 had kind of one unique thing that the other phases didn't have. This was an area that just as we come up to phase 3, they have cabins, which you see right there on the right. And they have yurts. There are 4 yurts there that are available to stay in. A row of cabins along the main road here. And we're going to come right up here and turn into phase 3. We ended up with a beautiful pull-through spot in this. Thank you to the security guard. We were back in phase 4 driving through, and he came up, he says, I've got a nice pull-through up here if you want it, that just opened up, and took us right up here to it.
Yeah.
So very helpful staff, and security's running around that park all the time. Here we are right on the corner. So I think if you're traveling to the Branson area and you're looking for a great place to stay, regardless whether you're going to need to spend your time in and amongst the attractions, this park is close to them. If you're wanting just to get away into the beauty that is that Branson area, this park, you could spend a week in the park and never get out of the park if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And fun for a person by themselves or for an entire family. They've got activities to keep you busy the whole time. Now, when you see a park with the amenities like this, you know it's not going to be an inexpensive park to stay in. That's where the coast to coast thing comes into play. And if you've seen our video that we had just a short time ago about our first coast to coast stay at Golden Pond in Shirley, Arkansas, that's our home coast to coast park. And that's our home park because that's where Philip is. Philip has a great way to join coast to coast very inexpensively and maintain it yearly very inexpensively. So we'll put his information here if that's of interest to you. But the nice thing with being a coast to coast member, those parks, when you reserve them, it's $10 a night. That particular park has a $10 park maintenance on top of that. So for $20 a night, you can stay at a park with all those amenities, great level sites. The power was good, the water pressure was good. There's no cons to staying at Treasure Lake.
It was beautiful.
So again, we'll put Philip's information here. If you're interested in finding out more about a very inexpensive campground membership program that will let you stay in parks, most of them for $10 a night. This particular one with the additional park charge of $10 was $20 a night. You can't go wrong. So with that, would you stay there again?
Oh, absolutely.
It's already on our radar.
Yes, it is.
We have family in Branson that took us around and showed us a great time while we were there. And because of that, we know we're going back.
Yeah.
But we'd be going back anyways. It's a beautiful area. So with that, we want to thank you all for coming along with us today. If you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, please do so. We appreciate that, and ring the notification bell so you'll know when all of our extra videos come out. And if you like today's video, leave us a thumbs up. We certainly appreciate it.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thanks for watching today.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel.
And be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when new videos come out.
Don't forget to follow us on social media too.